All of a sudden, 3 decades have passed, and you're still a failure of a human being. It's been 5 years since you last kissed somebody. And the only ass you've ever grabbed was when you got a little too brave at a Taiwanese night market. You've never stayed up until 3 a.m. having a conversation with a lover in which you realized that is just as satisfying as having sex. The only 3 a.m. conversations you've had are yelling at the homeless man outside your door to smoke meth somewhere else. Being alone for so long makes you question yourself. Are you really that ugly? The answer is yes. Decades of no human contact have ruined you, and all your efforts just drive people away. Even the homeless drug addict has someone to love. So what's wrong with you? You can't help but fall in love with strangers in public. Maybe one time you fell in love with someone on the street. Maybe you thought it was a good idea to follow her home. Maybe you wanted to learn more about her, so you decided to befriend the security guard in her building. Maybe you fell in love with him too. Falling in love with dozens of people is a coping mechanism for no one loving you in return. But people aren't like eggs. Or are they? Sometimes we can be fragile like eggs. Sometimes all we want is to wake up in the morning and feel loved, like eggs. And sometimes life puts so much pressure on us that we crack, and we worry that no one will want us because we're no longer perfect. And what happens when you show those cracks to somebody, and they don't accept you? What happens when that pressure continues until one day you break? The good news is that the world is full of broken people just like you, and someone is out there waiting, and one day they're gonna sneak up behind you and grab you by surprise.